Well, the cricket moved over there in the corner, so maybe it's not as noisy as it was the other night. But it's one of them late nights where I opened up the purple ring there to God. And my brother's in there in the living room right now watching the news because he's sick. He's got a bloody stool, which isn't funny. Like I said, I'm always thinking about the big picture here. But on Fox News right now at 2:30, 3 in the morning, they're talking about defunding the police, right? So they're still talking about that. But the narrative is we're going to confiscate all of your arms, but defund the police. Okay, so you're going to defund the police, and then you're going to confiscate all of our arms, or are you going to confiscate all of our arms and then defund the police? How are you going to do this? I'm just curious, China, or whoever's up to that. I don't think China really gives a shit about the American population having guns because they don't worry about the population. I think what China wants to do is slit the United States government's throat because the United States government hacked the Chinese politicians with illegal technology and satellite technology. So that's what you've got going on. You've got China who is using their money to finance portions of the media and a narrative so that in the end that the United States government is conquered. But I don't think that the Chinese people really give a shit about conquering America because they know that America is their bread and butter, right? And even though at this point China has a slight advantage over our economical situation because all of the pharmaceuticals are produced in China and everything else is produced in China. So if China wanted to cut us off, they could cut us off and make our lives miserable in many ways. This is a fact. All right. But I don't think China is like geared to make American people's lives miserable. I think they're more geared into murdering people at the Pentagon and the CIA because they are using technology to hack Chinese politicians. And that's kind of a good thing. I'm glad China's involved in doing that to them. And you can call me a traitor if you want, but I don't like my mind being hacked either. Okay? So yeah, the big red Chinese army over there who's strong-arming the Pentagon and making all of you look like dumb niggers is, more power to you, China. Good job. Keep it up. These assholes don't have the right to hack our fucking mind, right? So you got all that going on. Defunding the police, right? So you defund the police while you want to confiscate our arms. So how do you confiscate our arms if you defund the police? Is the military going to come in and go to 350 million domiciles? Well, it's not that many, but you can probably cut that down to 3/4. What would it be? 270 domiciles that have to go in to confiscate our arms? So the military is going to go around the country to confiscate our arms after you've defunded the police, right? And then you got Antifa and Black Lives Matter, right? So the end game is to use Antifa and Black Lives Matter to wage war on urban America, which is what they want to do after they've cleansed the cities, right? They're going to basically launch a civil war within the cities, which you've already seen where the cities burned down. And that was Antifa and Black Lives Matter, so that Jeff Bezos can swoop in and get his tax break after he got subsidized by the government in the first place so that he could destroy the middle class. So they're destroying the middle class and they're talking about taking our arms while they defund the police, right? So if you really put all of that into perspective, just stop and think about it for a second. What would it do to have people disarmed without police? Well, it would give Black Lives Matter and Antifa, who's a militia, the opportunity to come in and burn down urban America at some point. That's what they want to do. They want to use these armies of Black Lives Matter and Antifa, who's bought and paid for foot soldiers, to come in and burn your house down and that way there's a civil war where they think that Black Lives Matter and Antifa is going to have the advantage, right? But here's the thing. If you're actually successful in passing legislation that says, hey, we don't have police anymore, we're going to let the military come in, what General Henry did in New Orleans after the hurricane. You can Google that. General Henry sent people sent soldiers into people's houses to take their guns. Totally unconstitutional. You couldn't do that. That's absolutely unconstitutional. But that's fine. Let's just say that General Henry's way wins. Let's say that the Pentagon succeeds in passing legislation so that they can come and take all of our firearms, so that after our firearms are taken, they can use their Antifa and Black Lives Matters foot soldiers to burn down urban America, right? That's the end game. That's what they're looking for. Here's the grand finale that nobody realizes except the great oracle. And it's the hedge of a lifetime. You can call it a hedge. I hope y'all are successful. I hope you go take all of these people's guns. More power to you, so that you can come into the urban America and rob us. Have at it. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's going to work great for all of the people who say, oh, what guns? I don't own any guns. You here, look around the house. Yeah, look around. I don't have a fucking gun. I don't own a gun. I don't have a gun here. No. There's no guns in my house. Y'all more than welcome to just look around for all the guns that I don't own, right? That's all of the smart people, right? All of the smart people are going to say, I don't own any guns. I don't have any guns that are registered. Oh, you got one that says I own a gun and it's registered right here? Yeah. Oh, you've got a registered gun right here that says you own it. Yeah, I sold it. I sold it to a crackhead the other day. Yeah. He's a serial killer. Yeah. I heard that y'all were coming to get our guns, and well, the gun value, the market for guns went through the roof. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had a registered gun. I sold it to a crackhead the other day. He gave me $10,000 for it because he knew that guns, the value of guns were going through the roof. Sure as hell did. I gave those guns away. I sold them. I didn't give them away. I sold them top dollar. I don't own any guns anymore. Right? That's what all the smart people in America is going to do when you come to take their guns. This isn't Australia. I mean, people aren't fucking idiots in America. Okay? Come take our guns. So after you come take the guns that we don't own, and those guns are still going to be around, by the way, then you can bring your Antifa and your Black Lives Matter in to rob us, and we will officially curb the population trend like you can't imagine. Because when they show up into America, into urban America, where all of the guns that we didn't own were confiscated, well, they'll be met with bullets. And that's what's going to happen.